Yeah, it's been a. I mean, when I got home, I just saw these amazing videos from all my fans. So I just spent hours reposting everything that I saw, and it's very emotional. And then back down to ground zero and back on the grind. It took a couple of days to get back to ground zero, and yeah, back with the focus on trying to arrive with the same energy and the same focus. Really proud of the team. Was back in Italy last week, and seeing just how hard everybody is working to bring not only upgrades to the last race, but just continuing to improve, and seeing them pushing so much. And then to come here with our first step on the engine side. It's a small step, but we'll take it. Like it's all about one foot in front of the other. Yeah, it's been crazy to see the flip and people changing their minds from the things that they were saying previously, and so I don't really take much notice of that. I think what I've seen is and most importantly for me, is to see the love from the fans and how people experienced it with me, and that meant a lot. And in terms of like championship, like I'm not letting that stuff, like I've been here before. I know what I have to do. There's a long way to go, so we're not arriving at this weekend thinking about the championship. We're thinking about this weekend, executing the best we can. I think you saw Fred's comments, because I guess also everyone gets excited by this, and it's about, okay, calm down, feet on the ground. Let's keep doing our due diligence. Let's make sure we keep executing. There are no shortcuts to success. We all bring something to the table in the team, and I'm so proud of how hard they're all working. We just got to keep going, keep putting it up, keep leveling up, and so that's what I'm here to try and do.
If the car keeps developing as it is, if you're on top form, if the engine upgrade coming, is there an engine upgrade this weekend?
Yep.
Is there any realistic reason why you couldn't realistically challenge for that championship?
I think the opportunity is there, but it's one thing being there, and then there's another thing, all galvanizing the troops and developing. You can hit plateaus in terms of development, all sorts. So all we can do is just take it one day at a time. All we can do is really continue to bring everything. Everyone brings something to the table in this team, and everyone back at the factory is working so hard. They see what's possible, and when you see what's possible, it kind of gives you, it's like a North Star. Okay, that's the direction we need to go. And whether or not the team's had that for a while, I'm not sure, but obviously last year we didn't have really a North Star. And this year we have it, so everyone's like doubling down. Everyone's putting that extra bit of work in, even more than what they've ever done before. And I think it's really starting to show in the stuff that's coming through this weekend. We do have a new engine. It's a step. It's not the whole gap, but it's a step. It's 1 foot forwards, which I'm really proud and thankful for. And still, Mercedes are the team to win, to beat. They've won everything else, and they've been just incredible this year. They've got a great car. It's an amazing team, World Championship team. So we have a real battle on our hands, and it's going to take absolutely everyone full hands on deck for the rest of the year to even come close to competing with them. But I don't think it's impossible. Well, I think the significance and the importance of it is that I think people watching our sport, at least in my experience, forget that it's actually really quite a lonely road. And I didn't have anybody around me telling me how to think or reminding me, like, don't forget who you are. And then when you come across just a fan just shouting out something at an opportunity just to help remind you, and saying it several times, and it really registering with me and thinking, hold on a second, how have I hadn't even thought of that. And then to see, like, it's a real positive message, an uplifting message, and one I'm incredibly grateful for. If I'm really honest, I'm still trying to figure out, and obviously there's been a repost of the guy that did it when I was in London, when I opened up a store for Fanatics. But there's another time in Milan, and I don't know if it was the same guy or someone at night shouted it from the bush. And I think that was the first time I heard it, to be honest. And I think originally I thought they said, "Who do you think you are?" And so I went into the restaurant thinking, hold on a second, is he, you know? And then when I came back out, he said, "Don't forget who you are." And I pondered on that of the following days, and that's been one of the most. There's like my dad says, "Never give up." When I was like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, and then that message, "Don't forget who you are," are the two most important messages I've ever received.
Remember who you are is what you said and what you posted, that exact phrase after the race and after your win. And then we saw Neymar posted it as well, and you responded on it on Instagram. I was wondering, did you have contact about it, the two of you, and was he inspired by you and your performance?
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be 1 minute. They're landing, so. I got a text from him last week. I mean, we're always in touch, me and Neymar. He's a really great friend and like a brother. So, and then when I saw his post, I was like, that's really, really cool. You know, he's got such a, especially in the Brazilian shirt and everything. I was like, oh, that's just incredible. But it is such a powerful message, and to see him share that also with his amazing fan base. All of the people in Brazil that rely on them to go out and do their job. You know, I think it's something that we need more positivity in the world, and that is a positive message. And you know, it can seem quite a dark place right now. Whilst we turn up here and it all looks lovely, like what's happening around the world, all over, it can be really tough. It can really bring it down. So we need more people shedding like positive messages to lift people up.
Hey Kimi, good to see you. Obviously it was a really unfortunate way for the last weekend to pan out at the end, and also with the threat of Ferrari. How does that kind of evaluate the way that you're looking ahead to this weekend? And I don't know if it perhaps changes the approach that you and George might take to racing each other, because I know Toto Wolff said a little bit on that after Barcelona.
I mean, for sure it was an unfortunate end of the weekend, but I was still happy with the race, and unfortunately these things happen. So, you know, the most important is how you bounce back, and I'm sure the team has been working super hard, and they've been trying to fix this issue, especially for this weekend. And on my side, you know, it's again different weekend, different track, new challenge. It's gonna be very warm, and it's not an easy track, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited, looking forward, and it's gonna be a very tight fight with all the other teams, because obviously Ferrari, they're in great form, but as well Red Bull is bringing a big upgrade, and Max has always been super strong here, and also McLaren, you know, they've been up there, so I think it's going to be very tight, but I'm very much looking forward. And then on the last question on how we go racing, I think, you know, it will really depend from the situation. So if we are under threats by other teams, then we'll race differently. But if it's just me and him, we're gonna be able to race free.
The last race was not as good, but that's racing. So as a driver, how do you do to prepare yourself to meet high and lows and still perform at your best?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good experience last year, I think, with highs and lows. So obviously it's a constant development, but I was still happy with the race. Of course, it was annoying to have the issue with 3 laps to go, but that's racing, it happens, and the most important is how you bounce back. So looking forward to this weekend, and hopefully we can come away with good result.
Last year, European season was really difficult for you. Here you had contact with Max, and where you are today, it shows how much has changed during the last year. How do you reflect on that year and what needed to be changed?
Yeah, I think last year was an incredible learning experience for me. I think I've learned much more than what I anticipated before the start of the year. So, of course, I had a lot of highs and a big low, but And despite how terrible it felt, the low, I think looking back, I'm glad that it happened because it taught me a lot and it made me grow as a person and as a driver. So I feel much more mature now. Of course, I still have lots to learn and lots to improve, but I just feel much more in control of the situation.
Hi Charles, good to see you. Obviously it's been a rough couple of results last couple of weekends. Looking ahead to this weekend, how are you feeling about things? There's a PU upgrade, of course, as well. Or are you just maybe looking for that consistency this weekend?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just have a clean weekend. Obviously, I think Montreal and Monaco has been difficult because the feeling just was not there. And then we changed few things for Barcelona, and it was back there. So the feeling is there, which is a good thing. On the other hand, the last 2 weekends there was no points on the Sunday for mechanical issues. So I just hope we get back to where we should be, and Lewis has done an incredible job. The team has been pushing massively also on new parts, so I'm really looking forward to hopefully be back on the podium, if not more from this weekend.
What do you need from the car about the handling to give your best to be on the top?
I think it's a sport where obviously we are under a lot of scrutineering, and when things don't go wrong, there's a bit of an excitement. Either way, when things go well, it goes super well, and when things go wrong, it goes super wrong. If I look at my last 3 weekends, Monaco has been a difficult weekend with some issues, and then obviously on the Sunday the issue cost me 15 points. Then in Barcelona also wasn't so great on the Sunday because we couldn't score those points, but the feeling was back from Montreal and Monaco, which was difficult, and I didn't really have the feeling with the car. In Barcelona the feeling was back, and that's a good thing. That makes me optimistic for the rest of the season. But surely the last 3 weekends haven't been the ones I dreamt of, and I just hope we have a clean weekend and come back home with serious points on Sunday evening.
The fans, the Tifosi, are very excited about this engine upgrade that Ferrari have this weekend. Lewis has just confirmed it. Have Ferrari done really well in playing with the Adduo to make sure that as soon as it was awarded, you could bring engine upgrades, which take some time to actually put through the system? And how much could it mean the difference between winning the race or maybe not this weekend?
I mean, first of all, the team is doing an incredible job in pushing like crazy on every single component of the car. And there's the development of these pieces, but there's also the production of these pieces, and everybody is just pushing to the maximum. And I think this is the result of it. How much of a difference it will make is a bit more of a difficult answer to get, but surely it goes in the right direction. But Mercedes has got a big advantage, so that's not the only thing we need, but everybody is aware and will push to the maximum. But anything we can take is a very big positive, and I hope that the team will be rewarded just like in Barcelona with another win on.
Hey Lando, good to see you. I think one of the phrases Andrea Stella used after Barcelona was that you as the team had raised the bar in terms of performance for the season. How much more can the bar be raised this weekend, looking ahead to kind of what your hopes and targets are?
I mean, for the time being, not a lot more. I think it's that was more a universal term for how we have to perform as a team, not just simply we raised the bar and we just did a better job on track because of that. But yeah, P3 was great, but we still need to do a lot better than that, you know, especially if we want to catch up. So as a team, we've had to try and just extract more from every individual, including myself. So that's what we did there already. And that's what we'll continue to try and do.
What would count as success this weekend?
That's something you have to decide on Sunday afternoon after the race.
A podium?
I have no idea. There's 4 cars that are much quicker than us. You know that Red Bull has a lot of upgrades this weekend as well. Ferrari with the power unit upgrade. So for the time being, I think a 5th is the best we can hope for just on pure performance. But racing nowadays is racing always has not been just based on pure performance. It's based on not making mistakes in qualifying. It's about having a car that makes the checkered flag, and that's what we've capitalized on last weekend. But it's also what other people have capitalized on us in weekends before. So yeah, there's many things that make a good weekend, not just me liking a track and me always performing well here. But it's a track that's been kind to us in the past, so I'm hoping that's the case this weekend. I just don't know if it can get much better than what we had in Barcelona, but we'll certainly give it a good shot.
And then we come from an all-British podium in Barcelona, but on the other hand it was Ferrari, a Mercedes and a McLaren, so it seems like things are tightening up. How do you see things in Austria? Who's your personal favorite?
I have no idea. Certainly not us. We're still a long way behind in performance. I think it's clear that Ferrari and Mercedes are still a long way ahead. We were fortunate that other drivers didn't maximize things, or some people had DNFs like we've had all season. So still we're a long way behind still. But the fact that we could just almost be there to capitalize on a little mistake from any person ahead, that's the position we can achieve for the time being. So we have to make sure that that's the same.
Lewis said in a press conference in Barcelona, "I'm back to doing what I do best," after his win. So with that in mind, is he a bigger title contender to you, or is Kimi Antonelli still the one you've got to beat?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, it's great to see Lewis back doing what he does best, and I think that's also just such an example of how challenging Formula One is, because the cars are so complex, the tyres are so complex, the power units are complex. Everything needs to click. And if one thing isn't clicking, you can't get the most out of yourself. And, people were writing him off last year, or even the year we were teammates in 24. Is he too old? Is he this? Is he that? And then he goes and he's been smashing it for the last 4 or 5 races, and it just shows that you don't forget how to drive overnight. You need yourself, your team, the setup, the understanding of the tires, everything just to click. And when it clicks, you fly. As you say, it's beautiful. So, and that's where he is at the moment. And for sure, he's a big threat. Ferrari are a huge threat. Kimi is still very much the driver out front and is performing really incredibly and consistently. But yeah, Ferrari feel like they're coming, and Lewis is at the forefront of that.
Hey Max, good to see you here. Obviously there's the Red Bull upgrade package here this weekend. Can you just explain kind of the significance of that, how significant it is, and where that kind of puts your hopes and expectations going into this weekend? It's obviously a big weekend for the team.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, of course, it will be a bit better, right? That's what we are aiming for. We hope that it brings a bit more performance to the car. And then we'll see where, that lines us up against the others. But that's a bit the story of the season, right? And 1 week, one team brings upgrades, and the next week, someone else. So it's just a normal process, I guess.
It's the home Grand Prix for Red Bull. The track is called Red Bull Ring. Can you tell us how special this week is for the team and how you can feel it?
Yeah, I mean, home Grand Prix for the team, I know it's always very important. Luckily, of course, already we've had a lot of great results here. So we just come into this as trying to do the best we can. I know that there are always a lot of Dutch fans as well. So it just makes it a very nice and, in general, enjoyable weekend, seeing the atmosphere. And then, of course, we focus on the performance, and we try to do the best we can.
This race has been declared a heat hazard, the Grand Prix. What is your stance on the cooling vests, and will you be considering using one on Sunday?
No, for me it's the same as always. I mean, we have a lot of hot races that we participate in. Now this one is a little bit warmer than maybe last week, but yeah, I mean, we should be.
Hi Fernando, good to see you here in Austria. I was just seeing some quotes earlier today from Mike Crack, basically saying you're too quick to retire, and that he hopes you'll obviously stick around with the team for the project to come. I mean, how does that make you feel hearing words like that? And I don't know if it forms any sense of kind of deciding that gut feeling on what you might do in the future.
No, it doesn't change much. I don't need Mike to tell me that I'm fast. I feel it every weekend, every time I jump in the car, and I've been feeling that way for the last 25 years. So yeah, I will make the decision later in the year, but yeah, I will keep racing, wherever the series are, and for sure this is my team, this is my project. I've been in Aston Martin already a few years, and we have the best people in the team. We started with the wrong foot, yes. It takes time to recover in Formula One, but rest assured that we have 1,000 people working in Silverstone from 8 to 8, to improve the situation. The strategy at the beginning of the year was to introduce a new package, later in the season around summertime, and we stick with that decision, all together, drivers, team, management, and we need to go through this pain, in couple of races, but we accept it and we are working hard.
Thank you, Fernando.
Lewis won. That first win for Ferrari is always emotional when you hear your own anthem and then the Italian one. Is there something, you used to do it, Sebastian used to do it, Michael Schumacher used to do it. Is there something that changes? You're kind of emotional on the first one and then you get to join in with the boys on the Italian one?
Sure. It's very nice feeling, as you said. The Italian anthem is obviously very energetic, and you have all the mechanics down in the podium, and it's a thing that we grew up, as you said, with Michael's time, etc., to hear it a lot. So yeah, I think it was a special day for Luis and a special day for...
So Ollie, obviously a difficult last race last time out. How are you feeling about things coming to a track where traditionally has seemed to run quite well around here?
Yeah, last race was challenging for us. We simply didn't have enough pace. On top of that, we had a few things that made our weekend even more difficult. For example, we only had one set of hard tyres heading into the race. That was a choice that we all made, and in hindsight, we wouldn't have made that choice again. So it's all learning. I hope that this weekend we can have a slightly faster car. We've done a few steps and measures to understand what's happened in Barcelona. It's a very tough track, but also it's quite a, let's say, it exposes challenges on the car. So we understand a lot more about it now. There's still things we need to learn about our car, and this weekend hopefully we can have a productive Friday and try to take some performance into the rest of the weekend.
Hi, how do you see the conditions this weekend with the weather?
Yes.
How do you see the conditions?
Oh, how?
With the weather?
Have I seen
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hot. Last year was a bit cooler. Just on Sunday it was hot, and now it's going to be similar to Sunday, but throughout the whole weekend. So, it's a challenge for us. I mean, the whole of Europe is incredibly hot at the moment, so that's why I have my water staying well hydrated. And of course, it's a big challenge for tires, for brakes, for engine cooling. We're at a bit of altitude here. It's nothing crazy, but it's still 700 meters more than we were in Barcelona, and that's another layer of complexity.
So Gabby, last couple of races, P11, you're just on the fringes, coming here to a new race, new location, the field is a bit closer here as well. Just how optimistic are you about what could be possible here?
Yeah, let's see this weekend. Obviously, Austria is a good track. I have good memories from here. Also, last year was my first points here. So, as you said, we are very close to get to the points. In the last two races, we have been one position away of it. But obviously, at the end of the day, you need to optimize everything and then put it together. And I think we were not really able to do that. Struggling a bit on the start, especially in Barcelona. I think I lost many of my positions there, and then to recover all of that, it takes a lot of time. And yeah, but I'm excited for this weekend, and I think we can do a good job here.
Well, best luck. Thank you.
This particular racetrack is very special. Do you have a memory that stands out from this track for you?
I mean, a few. This has been one of the most special ones for me. My first F2 win was here. My first points in F1 was here, and now getting to Formula One in the second season with Audi. I think we can do a good job here as well. So hopefully we create new memories here.
You need a bit more of luck to come your way and Nico's way on the track. How beneficial was the engine upgrade in Barcelona, though?
It was more of a drivability thing. It was not really a performance. Drivability is performance at the end of the day, obviously, but it's not something that we have seen that we gain massively speed on the straights or something like that. It's just something to help us with the problems we have been complaining since the beginning of the year, that I think we have been open with this to the media as well, and I think we have done some improvements in that direction, so I think it was a positive thing.
Okay. But it does count on the ADUO, the development opportunities?
I guess so, no?
As one of your tokens?
Does he? Okay, yeah, then it counts.
Good. Fantastic. Very quick work, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, some extremely hot conditions this weekend. How will it be for you?
It will be very hot. So as you said, yeah, definitely one of the hottest races. I expected here a little bit cooler than Barcelona, but ended up that it's going to be probably even hotter. So tough one.
Valtteri, good few days back in Finland?
Yes, actually, first time I managed to find the time to go back to Finland this year, and yeah, it was beautiful. Had the midsummer weekend, which is quite a big thing actually in Finland. So the longest day of the year, sun really doesn't go down, which is crazy, and yeah, it was nice.
Awesome. So heading into this weekend, how are you feeling about things? The team got a substantial upgrade. Feels like you're tracking along quite nicely.
It's going to be warm. That's the first thing. But yeah, we've got some new upgrades, side pods, bodywork, new floor, which should be in theory quite a good step forward. So, but on top of that, we've been working on the reliability issues we've had in the last 2 races, and I think that's still the priority, as I haven't finished the last 2 events.
Well, best of luck for this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
This is probably going to be the hottest weekend of the 60-year history of Austrian Grand Prix.
60 years?
Yeah, started in 64. So cooling the car will obviously be a big challenge. Where do you see the biggest challenge? Will it be, I don't know, the battery, the ICE, brakes, and how are you, from a technical perspective, react to that? Are we going to see huge cooling louvers or something?
We've got a new bodywork here, which gives us more opportunities for the cooling of the engine. So I'm less worried about that. I think the big test here is the brakes. You know, we've had issues in the last events with overheating. So we've made some changes. We have more cooling options for the brakes, but this is going to be the real test. You know, if we can survive here, I think it means we can survive anywhere on this calendar.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We think there's some kind of Ferrari engine upgrade. We don't quite know what yet. Does that extend to the customer teams? Do you know?
It should do. I think by the regulation we should have the same power unit than Ferrari. So I guess we'll see as we go in FP1 how it feels, if it's any different. I hope I can feel some extra power, but I haven't actually got the details yet. We've got a meeting soon about that. So yeah.
Okay. And the other one was you obviously spent some happy years as teammate to Lewis. He's, I think, 4 or 5 years older than you, but as somebody approaching the 40s, does it please you that guys in their 40s can still win?
It does. It's great to see. You know, I think he's again performing at his best. It seems, at least in Barcelona. So it's inspiring and it's motivating to see that. And I was really happy for him in.
Hey Franco, great to see you. Some lovely words from Flavio on Beyond the Grid earlier this week, saying that you're doing a really good job. That he hopes that he sees no reason why you shouldn't continue in the future. I just wondered what your kind of thoughts were on that, and it must be good to hear.
Yeah, good to hear. Of course, Flavio, he has been very supportive. It's been just that last year we had some very tough moments as a team, and of course when you're the team boss and making all the decisions, you want your drivers to do well, and I think he really helped me to also improve in the tough moments, and out of the really difficult situations, he really helped me to maximize those and learn from those. And I think nowadays that made me a lot stronger. So I matured a lot and I grew a lot in that. It was not even a full first year with the team, but that 2025 season that was very difficult really helped me to put everything together this season and be much more on it and much stronger with the team. And Flavio has been there always behind, pushing for that to happen. And this year I'm feeling much more confident, and of course it's a lot of it is thanks to him, and he put a lot of trust on me. This year I'm feeling much more confident and much better in the car and with the team, so it's been in a better place. But no, just very. I heard a little bit about it and quite fun interviews. Always fun to listen to Flavio, and he has been so successful in the sport that you always kind of learn listening to him a little bit. And he helped me as well always to find a little bit of the path this year as well. He commented as well in the interview how he helped me go in a bit of a better direction, and it's always very appreciated when you are so successful in a sport and so experienced. I always take those comments and it pushes me on the right direction.
Have you had any chats with him yet about next year specifically, or are you just pretty happy with how things are?
No, I'm just going race by race and trying to focus on this weekend first and trying to make the most out of the car we have. I think we need to improve quite a lot the car. As Flavio, he's not very conformist, and when we finish P6 in a race, he goes back in the factory and he's the one not happy at all and trying to improve more and more because he wants to win the podium, doesn't want to be P6. And I really appreciate that, and I think nowadays the way to put a team that was P10 last year back into podiums and fighting for race wins, it's the way that he's driving the team forward, and We are really working on the same direction. We are really wanting more and more, even though we are doing better. We want to be closer to the top teams, and unfortunately at the minute we are a bit far. So we are trying to fight hard and understand why the areas we need to.
Hey Liam, good to see you here in Austria. Obviously your form's been really consistent. You feel it seems like you're in a really good groove, and that the team are really happy with what you've given the team this year so far. Just wondering, like, silly season's kind of kicking off. Have you had those chats yet about possibly renewing your deal going into the future, or those kind of conversations?
It's very early days. It's been a very good season so far. So yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. Obviously a lot to learn with these cars, and we're doing that every single weekend. And we're in a good place, but we're obviously trying to keep that momentum going. So I would say, yeah, it's very early days for those kind of conversations. But I'm honestly very happy, and we're all pretty happy and feel in a good place.
Cool. Thanks, Liam.
Thank you.
Hey Liam, my colleague just said it was great performance from you lately. P7 twice, P6, taking home all those points. Is it the best version of Liam Lawson we're seeing right now since the start of your F1 career?
I mean, I think naturally with more experience, you get better, and I think especially with the way I came into Formula One, I think it was a little bit challenging. So now having a full season, starting a second full season now. Yeah, I feel in a good place. Feel like I've learned a lot over the last 12 months, especially, and things are working well at the moment.
With these temperatures, it's going to be a really difficult weekend for you guys. What's the most efficient way for you personally to deal with the heat? What do you like best?
Well, there's probably not much you can do now. It's really the training beforehand and being prepared for this kind of stuff and this kind of heat. But it's going to be a tough weekend, I'm sure. It's going to be very, very hot. It's going to be very hard on tyres as well, which makes it more difficult when it's warmer. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be challenging, but obviously we put the work in away from track as well, so I feel good about it.
Are you going to use the cooling system?
I don't think so. I definitely won't use it in the race, but yeah, for now it's depends on obviously how the weekend goes, but at the moment I'm not going to use it.
Great run of points, more in Barcelona. Yeah, different track though here. What are your thoughts on repeating those points here?
Well, I think normally Barcelona is a good test for how the car is on a more normal track compared to places like Canada and obviously Monaco. So it's very positive for us, but we don't necessarily expect it to be exactly the same. So yeah, I think we're optimistic, but especially here, it's always very, very close. So I think the way we sort of execute through the weekend is going to have to be very, very important.
Hey Arvid, good to see you here in Austria. Obviously another double points finish for the team last time out, but Ampermain mentioned afterwards that you kind of retreated in the race. Is that something you're looking to address or trying to improve?
I retreated?
The team retreated in terms of performance.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Is that something that you as a team are looking to kind of tackle, improve specifically this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I think we were a bit less competitive in the race, but being honest, that's been a bit of a trend so far this year, that we're normally a little bit less competitive in the race than in quali. But for me, I was, honestly, that was a bit more on Liam. Liam showed a little bit more. Actually, my pace was quite good in the race. I'd say it was probably the Monaco and Barcelona were the two best race paces and best I felt in the race so far this year. So for me, for sure, we'll keep learning, keep trying to make our race pace closer to our quali pace. You know, what I can do on my side, tires, driving, everything. But overall, I think it's going in a good direction, so not going to overstress on it.
How much are you enjoying this track? This is your first time, of course, in a Formula One car here in Austria. It's very nice characteristics. What's your take on it?
I don't know. Being honest, it's not a track I've always loved. But I think it is a very cool track. It's very unique. You know, it's got a big difference in corners. You know, you've got low speed, medium speed, high speed, lots of DRS. Well, I don't know. It used to be lots of DRS, so it was good for overtaking. I still think even this year, you know, with the overtake mode and stuff, there will be a lot of overtaking opportunities. So it makes the race a bit more exciting. There's lots of sort of battling you can have also on sort of a racecraft sort of side. Need to be quite switched on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge of the weekend. I think it should be.
Esteban, how are you feeling about things heading into this weekend? I know you said after Spain you wanted to work on some of the setup, kind of just get an idea of what it was. How did that homework go, and are you feeling in a better place heading here?
Yeah. I mean, we've obviously debriefed now, about all of that. Obviously, we have very clear directions on, where we need to go. We didn't have the best balance in the car in Barcelona, and that led to, quite high tire degradation. So, lacking grip, sliding tires, and basically having to box early, made the race quite difficult. So, we fell short of coming into the points. But, this weekend is a different weekend, completely different track, obviously, and we have some new parts on the car as well, which is going to be exciting to see in which direction it goes. So I'm looking forward to test that, obviously in FP2 because Rio is in FP1. So yeah, I'm excited to see how we can go into this race.
Hey Esteban, welcome to Austria. Quite different scenery than some other tracks. What's the first thing that comes to mind if you think of Austria?
Well, Austria is awesome. I mean, the first time I came here was when the track was still quite old. It was in 2012, it was the old curbs. It had a lot of character, this place. And since then I've really enjoyed, coming here. We spent a lot of time during COVID as well. I've probably had like 3 weeks in a row where I stayed here, in the motorhome on the track. I was able to go cycling around, go to see some lakes. It's beautiful scenery, the nature around here is incredible, and the track is right in the middle, so it's quite special.
Hi Esteban, with temperatures predicted for this weekend, can you explain a bit more how can the heat compromise drivers' performance?
Yeah, I mean, it will be extreme for sure. It's very warm all around Europe. I don't think it's the warmest here, which is a good point because we'll be cooking in the car. But yeah, it will be very tough, especially for the tires. Getting the tires to go until the end of the race is going to be a big challenge. The more heat you have, the more degradation you have. Obviously, for us, it's also going to be quite tough. But we have the cooling system. Apparently, heat hazard has been declared, so we'll be able to use that. So for the first 30 minutes, that should help a lot.
Only 30 minutes?
Yeah, I think after that, the system is not working anymore. It's a soup, yeah, exactly. So at least we have a bit of something. Yeah, that helps, but it will be tough overall for everyone. And it's quite exciting. It's a good challenge.
So, Carlos, I know the last race wasn't the best one for you guys, and the pace of the car generally has been difficult. So when you come to a race like this, where the lap is shorter, the field is tighter, does that kind of give you hope that maybe it might be a bit of haul you into contention a little bit more?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we're not bringing any major upgrades to the car this weekend, so in theory, on paper, our performance shouldn't change massively, but there's a few more low-speed corners where we know we are a bit more competitive compared to Barcelona. There's still another 4 corners that are similar to Barcelona. It's going to be hot, which we knew it didn't suit us in Barcelona. Rough tarmac that creates some decks, so multiple points to argue. It could be better or it could be worse. In the end, what we need to do is focus on our own business, see how we can keep improving the car, keep trying things, maybe thinking a bit outside the box on setup, and see where that gets us.
Will you get some upgrades soon, do you think?
Yeah, we have some upgrades coming over the next few races, and that should improve the situation, although we know fundamentally, even we have upgrades coming, the car has some serious things that need to be improved fundamentally for the future.
Today afternoon, well, later, like 1 hour from now on, do you go to the track walk with your bike today? Will you?
I always do.
Yeah,
Part
that's
of
what
my
I thought.
routine. Never change the routines. Some days I push a bit more because I feel like I can do a good training session. Other days I feel like I do it more as a recovery session. Anyways, it's part of my routine. I love my bike, love cycling.
Because I saw you on the Montreal, that was like you were going like 8 laps at least, while I was going on the foot. It's like 1 lap was like 2 hours and something. Anyway, so for today, you're going to be keen to look at it for going through the on the bike?
Well, I already start 8 laps ahead of my rivals, no? So that's part of it. But also, today I would be looking if there's any tarmac changes, which in theory it shouldn't be. I normally look at curbs, mainly curbs and bumps. If I see any other new curbs or new bumps in the circuit, and then runoff areas in case there is an accident at the start, turn 1, turn 3, turn 4, which
is the easiest escape road to take and lose the least amount of time possible.
Lance, good to see you here in Austria. Obviously, last couple of results particularly challenging. Just wondering, like, you've been in F1 for a while. In terms of the challenge, how does this kind of rank with the challenges that you've had in your career? How do you kind of keep the guys, the team around you, motivated, considering you're kind of in a holding pattern until the upgrades arrive?
Well, we know where we are as a team. We know that right now it's challenging for everybody, but we also know that there's upgrades coming in the pipeline, so it's just about being patient and getting to Budapest, Spa, those races when we should introduce some upgrades.
Do you think this sport has to change to ensure that the talent have the opportunity to make it, because it's become so much more expensive than it used to be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, if it's so much more expensive. I think motorsport's always been a really expensive sport, probably the most expensive sport in the world, just through karting, through all the junior formulas. If you don't have a sponsor helping you out or family helping you out, it's just impossible to compete. So I don't know what the solution for that is.
Yeah, and especially so in karting, we don't see it as much, but the amount of money being spent there is insane sometimes for 10, 11, 12-year-olds, right?
Yeah, it is for sure. I mean, we're spending hundreds of thousands in karting at a young age, and I mean, I remember in my karting days, I was fortunate enough to be supported by my family and pursue my dreams through my family. But I remember, if other kids, if you didn't have family helping you, sponsors helping you, it was just impossible to go racing. So it's always been like that. I don't know how it's going to change. It would be great if there was a solution for more kids to have an opportunity to get out there and go racing, but I don't have the answers.
Yeah, we have listened to pre-race drivers interviews on our channel, as I said, at the first part and the second part of this, actually the first and the second video of our channel. We have listened a couple of drivers, a lot of them we were able to have on our video. And of course, we are just I'm not going to enter actually one by one what they said, but totally their expectations about this race, the new upgrades, the other stuff is just happening at Formula 1. The Ferraris, maybe a huge comeback of the Ferrari and the Lewis Hamilton, and the other things, a lot of expectations from the drivers. But at the end of the day, the main focus will be at Ferrari, at Lewis Hamilton, and of course at the Red Bull, at Max Verstappen. As you know, the other name of the race at the track is like a Red Bull Ring, the home race of a Red Bull. And of course, we are having every single year a huge respect to Max Verstappen, huge support to Max Verstappen, and of course, his second home race is after the Dutch Grand Prix at Austria. It will be definitely, I'm expecting to see definitely interesting race, a lot of overtakes and a lot of chaos. Actually, I think that we are going to have. Let's hope to not have any injuries, but the chaos is always good. The chaos is always okay at Formula 1. Just as a channel, we are expecting your views, the likes, the comments, and to subscribe on our channel. And as I said, every single day we are going to have the interviews, the press conferences, and of course the rumors that they were having at the internet about the Formula 1. Also just news analysis and other stuffs that we will try our best to have on our channel. Lastly, don't forget to like this video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.